Welcome to the Ramily, How to Apply for First-Year Housing. Step 1. Go to housing.vcu.edu and visit the application page. Once you're on the housing homepage, click on the Housing Application button in the grid. You can also click on Application in the top menu to access the application page. Next, read through the welcome information to get an overview of all the benefits of living on campus. Then, scroll down to the application process information and make sure the Incoming Students tab is selected. From here, read through each of the application steps. Below the application process are a number of answers to frequently asked questions regarding the housing application. Click on the drop-down items to read through each one. When you're ready, scroll back up to the top of the page and click on Apply for Housing to take you to the application portal. On the next page, click on VCU Student Login. Log in with your VCU student credentials. Step 2. Start your housing application. After logging in, the next page will look similar to this. Next, click on Housing Application and select the upcoming term. Read the welcome information and click Save and Continue to get started. Please note, on opening day, the application will have high user traffic. Please be patient and keep trying. When retrying to log in, please close the window and try logging in under a new window. Only use one device to log into the application. By using multiple devices, it might decrease your chance of accessing the application. Application Section 1. Personal Details and Privacy Statement. Review and verify that your personal details are correct. If the information under Contact Details is incorrect, you must contact the Office of Records and Registration at 804-828-1349 in order for the new information to be updated. Your web screen name is the name that roommates will be able to use to search for you and add you to a roommate group, so make sure it's accurate. The privacy statement allows your roommates to have access to your name and VCU email address. Be sure to fill out the emergency contact information in the section below. You may choose whether or not to provide missing persons information. It is optional. Application Section 2, Accommodations Requests. Review this section carefully. If you require specific housing accommodations due to a documented medical condition, visit the Student Accessibility and Educational Opportunity SAEO website at saeo.vcu.edu for more information. Application Section 3, Living Learning Communities. If you are not interested in LLC participation, you may skip this section by clicking Save and Continue. Visit housing.vcu.edu/lifeoncampus/LLC to learn more about LLCs and decide if you would like to apply to one. Note: please consider your roommate preferences when joining an LLC. One roommate may be accepted to an LLC and one may not, which would split the roommate group. Even if both roommates apply to the LLC, there is not a guarantee that both will be accepted. If you or your roommate are accepted into an LLC and the other is not, your roommate group will be broken up and you will not be assigned together. Application Section 4, Room Preferences. In this section, you must provide 4 room preferences based on location and type of room. Note, no options can be repeated. Order your preferences with 1 being the most preferred option and 4 being the least preferred. Application Section 5, RAM Camp. This section is optional for those interested in attending RAM Camp, which is an immersive experience for incoming first-year students to get connected to the university, get to know peers early, and acclimate to college life at no additional cost. Be sure to click the link to the camper interest form if you are interested in attending Ram Camp. Application Section 6, Profile Page and Roommate Profile. Be sure to check the box in this section if you would like your profile to be included in the roommate searching process. The profile questions can help pair you with roommates with similar lifestyle preferences. Please respond to these questions honestly for the best match. Remember that while these questions will help with roommate pairing, they are subjective and you will still need to be prepared to talk and compromise with your roommate on lifestyle and habits. Application Section 7, Open Housing. Open housing allows students of different genders to live together as roommates. If you are not interested in open housing, you need to select No, I am not interested in open housing. If you are interested in open housing, you should select Yes, I would like to live in open housing, and be sure to complete the open housing agreement located on a later page. If you do not click the Yes, I would like to live in open housing option and fill out the supplement, you will not see potential open housing roommates or be eligible for open housing. Note, only students who will be 18 years of age or older at the time of move-in have the ability to request open housing. Remember that if you and your roommate would like to request open housing, meaning you are open to living with someone of a different gender, both of you must select open housing in your applications. If you choose open housing without a roommate group, you will be matched with another student who has also selected open housing. Please note that most first-year students live in double occupancy rooms, so selecting open housing may mean sharing a bedroom with someone of a different gender. Application Section 8, Roommate Selection. You may request one roommate only if it is mutual between you and your requested roommate. One of you will need to create a roommate group, which you will both need to join to become roommates. Your roommate group must be verified before the application closes. Note, for suite and semi-suite units, students can only request roommates, students who live within the same bedroom. It is not possible to request suite mates, students who reside in other rooms in the unit. Be sure to verify your roommate group in order to request roommates. Roommate requests are not guaranteed but are honored when possible. Don't worry about being 100% certain of roommate requests or preferences at this stage. There will be time before the application closes for you to return to your application and change your room preferences, open housing options, and roommate groups. You will be able to edit your application until noon on June 15th. You are not required to choose a roommate. While some students have roommate preferences, many do not. If you don't have a roommate preference, the system will match you with the roommate based on your responses to the profile questions, housing preferences, date of completed application, and enrollment in first-year orientation. Remember, if you opt in for open housing and do not have a roommate preference, you will be matched with another student who has requested open housing, regardless of gender. Application Section 9, Signing the Housing Contract. On this page, you will electronically sign your housing contract. Please read the terms and conditions carefully. Note, once you sign the contract, your application is not complete until you pay the housing prepayment. If you are under the age of 18, you will need a parent or legal guardian to sign the housing contract on your behalf. After reading the contract terms and conditions, you must provide the first name, last name, and email address for your parent or legal guardian. The other fields can remain blank. Please be patient once you have submitted your parent or legal guardian information. It could take 2 or more hours for the parent or legal guardian to receive their copy of the contract. On the day the application opens, it will likely take several hours before your parent or guardian receives the email. Do not delete the parent or legal guardian information in your application and resubmit it. Submitting the information twice will only delay the process in the system. You will not be able to move forward with your application until your parent or legal guardian signs the contract. Once the parent or guardian has successfully signed the contract, both parties will receive confirmation via email. Application Section 10, Prepayment. Please complete the $250 prepayment to complete your application. The date of completing this payment is the date of application submission. Application Section 11, Application Status and Renter's Insurance. After you have completed the application, you may log in to check your application status and make changes to roommate preferences, housing preferences, or LLC interest up until the deadline provided. Click Save and Continue at the bottom of this section if you would like to learn more about GradGuard, an exclusive college renter's insurance plan. Since VCU is not financially liable for damages or loss that occur to the personal property of students, it is highly recommended that students purchase renter's insurance either through their parents' homeowner's insurance or a company such as GradGuard, which is offered in this section. Step 3. Receive your housing assignment. Congrats! Once you have completed all the application sections and paid the prepayment fee, your housing application is complete. Please monitor your VCU student email for your housing assignment information. Housing assignments are expected to be emailed to students in early July. Once you have received your housing assignment, you may return to your application to review roommate information. The housing application opens on April 7th at 4 p.m. The server will be busy due to high user traffic. Be patient when logging in and keep trying. We promise you will be able to log in eventually. Remember, your application is not complete until your prepayment is received. Remember to sign up for first-year orientation. You will not be eligible for a housing assignment unless you have reserved your spot in orientation by June 15th. Visit orientation.vcu.edu for more information. If you have a roommate preference, be sure to create and verify your roommate group. We strongly recommend you consider a form of renter's insurance. Assignments will be sent out to students' VCU emails in early July. Thanks for watching. If you have additional questions, please contact VCU Residential Life and Housing at 804-828-7666 or assignments@vcu.edu.